Hey everyone. So 343 just put out a dev update video today, and in case you missed it or you don't want to watch the whole 30-minute video, I'm going to put out a quick little recap here, go over the major talking points that they went over, and give my thoughts on it. There's a lot to unpack here, so let's get into it. So first thing the devs mentioned was that they got a lot of feedback from the most recent flight and they are working on improving a lot of little things. Unfortunately, I didn't get to participate in this flight. I mean, I've just been a Halo fan my whole life, but no problem. I'll get in the next one. That's why I'm showing Halo 5 B-roll here instead of Halo Infinite. But anyways, next point was that the flight that they just had was a 2-month-old build. So improvements have already been made on that build, and they said that performance would increase for PC players about 20%. So that's pretty good to hear. They did mention that there will be another flight soon. They didn't mention a specific date, but they said soon, and it'll be open up to more players, and there will be 4v4 PvP and Big Team Battle, which is very exciting. If you're not familiar with Halo, Big Team Battle is a 8v8 playlist, usually on big maps, usually Slayer, sometimes objective like capture a flag or plant the bomb. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's one of those game modes you just want to grab like a big group of friends and just hop in and have fun. Next thing they talked about was split screen multiplayer. They said it would be on Xbox on launch, which is good to hear, but not on PC at launch. Now, for me, I mean that's not really an issue for me personally. I'm not sure how many people this is going to affect. I don't really know a lot of people who play Halo on PC and split screen. Actually, I don't know anyone that plays Halo split screen on PC or would be interested in that, but there might be some of you out there that might correct me and tell me that you're very disappointed. They also said that they already have a year-long content and feature roadmap planned out. So I'm thinking, content updates like maybe maps, new maps coming, new playlists, battle passes, things like that. That's what I had in mind when they said that. They wanted to mention that they are committed to being open and honest, which I can respect. I mean, just having these development updates alone, I think it's a really good thing for 343 to do, to kind of just give us some insight on development and how things are going. But a couple big things that are really worrying, and you might have heard of this already. The two big things is there's no campaign co-op at launch and no Forge at launch. Now this is huge. So let's break it down. First thing, no campaign co-op at launch. I mean, back in the day, like with the earlier Halos, I personally cared about the campaign, and I would, you get the game, you go home, you hop in a campaign right away, right? At least I did. Some people would hop in a multiplayer first. Um, I think I would always hop into campaign first up until Halo 5. Once we got to Halo 5, I personally didn't care for the story, and I was like, all right, just give me the multiplayer. But that's huge because some people have, their ritual of teaming up with maybe like family member or friend, and then they get in and they go through the campaign together in one sitting on Legendary, binging Mountain Dew, Doritos. So that's a big deal for some people, and that's really disappointing, to be honest. And then Forge, I don't think it's still disappointing. I don't think it's as disappointing as no campaign co-op, because I feel like campaign co-op is just such a basic like necessity, right? Like something you would expect a game to ship with. No Forge at launch. I mean, that sucks. I really enjoyed Forge in Halo 3, Halo Reach, not so much the later Halos, but Halo 3 was definitely like the peak of Forge, I think, where it's just there was so many fun custom game modes that people made up and played. So this one's kind of a bummer too, but I think the big one is no campaign co-op at launch. That's a big blow to Halo, I think. So they gave an estimated time frame on when they would be adding these features in. So they said they expect co-op to launch around season 2, and Forge to launch around Season 3. Okay, so now what are seasons, right? So if you played other games like Apex Legends, Fortnite, things like that, games as a service, live service games are heading towards seasons now, which is, I mean, it's worked out for those games, right? Those are pretty popular games, so I think it would work out for Halo as well. But the way Halo handles each season is they said they would be about 3 months long. So if the game launches this December, this is not confirmed, this is just me, saying hypothetically, if the game launches this December, Season 2 would be around March of 2022, and Season 3 would be around June 2022. So we wouldn't really be getting campaign co-op until March of next year, and then Forge of June next year. I mean, that's a pretty long wait. I feel like you want to get those features in at launch, right? Because there's going to be the dedicated Halo fan base like myself and many others who are going to play the game for a long, long time. But you're going to have people who are maybe new to Halo, or they're just casual Halo fans. They're going to play the game for a little bit, but if there's not that much content at launch, they're going to drop off. They're going to fall off. They're going to play, the next big thing like Splitgate, I mean, Splitgate is really hot right now. And I'm not saying they're going to play Splitgate specifically, but that's just an example of the next hot shooter, So I think it's important to have these features at launch, personally. They did say they were committed to releasing holiday 2021, but still no confirmed date. Now, that might be the biggest red flag for me. I mean, no campaign co-op, no Forge. Like I said, those are really, really big blows to Halo Infinite, but no confirmed release date still. That is huge. Like, I mean, this game's been in development for I don't know how long, but it's been years at this point. I mean, Halo 5 came out in 2015? So it's been a long time since we've had a new mainline Halo game, and that's just really concerning because we're in late August right now. And holiday 2021, I'm thinking like late November, maybe like early to mid-December, right? That's what I picture when I think of holiday 2021. And the fact that they're saying they're aiming for this release date, but still no confirmed date, like this is the day we're releasing the game. That is really concerning to me, and I wouldn't be surprised if they delayed it again, to be honest. And if they need to, that's fine. Take all the time you need. There's that one quote. I always forget how it goes, but I'll put it right here. They did talk about. Actually, before I move on to the next thing, they said Forge mode will have a flight, which is pretty cool, I guess, if you're really into Forge. I'm more into playing the Forge maps more than making them myself. I'm not that creative. But they did say the reason Forge was taking so long to finish was due to its complexity, which, personally, I believe. I mean, that's a valid excuse, I think. Forge has only grown and evolved so much that it's basically like building your own game within Halo, So, I mean, that's a valid excuse. And the reason they said co-op was taking so long was due to its open and non-linear campaign. So they're saying it's going to be different from the previous Halos. It's going to be, well, that's how they described it. It's going to be open and non-linear. So it sounds really ambitious, and I'm interested to see how it turns out. But man, that's so disappointing. No co-op at launch. Like, that is so disappointing. All right. Anyways, next point is they said they discussed delaying the entire game, but they didn't do that because Halo Infinite is a live game, is what they said, and the work is never done. I mean, it's true, but I never really liked that phrase. Like it's a live service game, so we're gonna put out what we have now, and then we're just gonna throw patches along the way and content update on the way, And I get that, but it's concerning when it's missing such a basic feature as co-op. I mean, that's part of like what makes Halo, Like, when I think of Halo, I think of, the competitive multiplayer aspect. I think of the fun custom games, and I think of having fun and co-op campaign. Like that's an integral part of Halo, and to say that it's missing at launch is, I keep repeating myself, but it's disappointing. It's disappointing. They said that they are continuing to work on bug fixes and quality. That's good to hear. They're optimizing the game for all systems, which means all Xboxes, which you got your Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, and then the Xbox Series consoles, and then PC too on top of that. Which PCs it's complex because everyone has a different build, right? Everyone has a different processor, graphics card, etc. So I can understand that takes a long time to develop. They did mention that they had some complications because of COVID, and they just kind of briefly touched on that, how it was nice that they're starting to get people back together in the same room to work on the game, and that was really cool to hear. And that's something to keep in the back of your mind too. Like developing a game. Look, I don't know, I don't have any experience about game development, but I know it's hard. I know it's difficult, and on top of that, we're in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, that must be so hard and so stressful to work on. Like I can't even imagine. I can understand like why they're cutting some content here at launch. Even so, I think they should still delay the game if it's not going to have co-op at launch. That's just my opinion personally. They also did mention that there will be some campaign gameplay. They're going to show some of that before the game comes out, so that's good to hear. See what improvements they made upon the last time we saw some gameplay. And they did mention Craig. If you're wondering about Craig, the brute that everyone made fun of because he looked really silly, they said he's looking good and he's got a lot more hair, so that's good to hear. And final thoughts that they mentioned was that 343 is working hard and they want people to have fun. That's good. That's good to hear. I mean, I respect 343. I think they've been doing a pretty good job. Like they said, they're trying to be open and honest with their community. I just think not having a release date right now is really just, it's really just a red flag. And if it were up to me, I'd say just go ahead and delay the game. Like we can wait. We've been waiting for a long time for this game, so if you need to delay it, go ahead and delay it to make Halo Infinite as best as it can be. And it's not like we don't have any other games right now. Like there's so many games to play right now. Like I mentioned, Splitgate. Splitgate is so hot right now. Like it's like the Halo like we kind of need right now to hold us over until Halo Infinite. So if they need to delay Halo Infinite, again, I'm fine with it. Go ahead and do it. I'm fine with it. So that was about it. That was all the major talking points from the developer update today. Let me know what you think about Halo Infinite in the comments. Do you think they should delay the game as well? I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. See you in the next one.